polling date for Haryana. This, of course, after there was a demand from the BJP to shift the polling dates. Remember, now the Election Commission has changed the date from the 1st of October to the 5th. Now, this, of course, comes after the BJP said that, it's a long weekend and this could affect the polling percentage as far as Haryana is concerned. It's after that now the Election Commission has revised the date. This has, of course, sparked a huge political slugfest as far as Haryana is concerned. The Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress had said that the BJP has already accepted defeat and that these are just tactics by the BJP to delay the elections. But finally, the Election Commission, in a sense, giving into that demand and revising the poll dates. My colleague Sunil Prabhu is now joining us live. So, Sunil said there was a lot of political back and forth in Haryana with the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress saying that, these are just tactics by the BJP to delay the elections and they've already accepted defeat. But here the Election Commission giving into the BJP's demand and changing the poll dates.
That's right. I think a lot of questions to be answered by the Election Commission. But as they explain in their press note that they have changed the date from the 1st to the 5th to ensure better voter participation. Wasn't this thought about by the Election Commission, a full commission which spends thousands of crores of rupees, has all, and it's a constitutional role, doesn't it have all its, paraphernalia, the dates and everything else to be looked at when it decided on the 1st of October. It had clubbed it with Jammu and Kashmir at that time. And as I said, it is definitely something that, as you rightly pointed out, the BJP had wanted. Today, of course, as they point out in their press release, most political parties have, national parties have requested for a change of date and to ensure better participation and not to see that voting percentage goes down. They have now shifted the date to the 5th of October. So we'll have to wait and see what the Congress responds to it. But nevertheless, as you pointed out very correctly, there has been a lot of apprehensions about the fact that there wouldn't have been too many voters, especially in urban centers, if you had held the elections on the 1st of October. Whether it has been done only because the BJP has done it or various other perspectives, the big question remains, is that a constitutional authority with 3 full commissioners, and they're all seasoned bureaucrats who have held the highest of offices. Didn't they think of this? Many of them have been in the Home Ministry, and many of them have held important posts. And as the constitutional roles that being chief secretaries and secretaries to Government of India's, didn't they take this into consideration so as to not allow, fingers being pointed at them at this stage? Because the Election Commission is a free and fair empire. And once you have announced a date and then rechange the date, there will definitely be a number of questions. But nevertheless, the dates have been changed and it's now the 5th of October. Counting, of course, gets revised. But this is only for Haryana. Jammu and Kashmir continues with the 3-phase and will continue to go to polls on the 1st of October.
That's right, sir. And also, consequently, the counting date has also been shifted to the 8th. But as you rightly pointed out, the Election Commission has many questions to answer. Why was this not taken into consideration earlier? In fact, in that particular note, the Election Commission points out that there's that Bishnoi festival, which is why the dates have been shifted. But sir, which is the latest such incident that comes to mind where the Election Commission changed the polling date, and that too in such a short span of time? I mean, it's just almost weeks, perhaps days after the Election Commission originally announced the schedule.
Well, during the general elections, they changed the date for counting because they understood there was an issue for Arunachal Pradesh and Sikkim. So that is why that was a constitutional requirement to hold it before the 2nd of June. And that's the reason why the dates in terms of counting were changed accordingly. But as you rightly point out, number of questions to be answered by the Election Commission, whatever the reasons they give, and how is this going to be perceived? Why couldn't it have been done earlier? Why is it done later? These are questions that need to be answered, as well as, of course, a series of questions of why you haven't been able to hold elections for Maharashtra and Jharkhand, which were also equally due at the same time, which still remains a big issue and a big point of contention amongst political parties.
Right, sir. I mean, it's too premature, but any reactions coming in from the Congress and the opposition. Of course, the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress both had said earlier that, these are just tactics by the BJP to delay the elections as far as Haryana is concerned, because, we have seen that in the Lok Sabha polls as well, the BJP's performance in Haryana hasn't been what it expected. And this, of course, amid the Congress also trying to project a united face, after Kumari Shelja and Mr. Huda, all of them came together. But, this will lead to sharp reactions coming in from both the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party. Because there have been, allegations earlier as well that the Election Commission, perhaps hasn't really been able to sort of live up to its bipartisan and, neutral image.
That's the sad part. And that's the latter question is absolutely something that, constitutional authorities and that bipartisan support that had been built for decades is now coming into question. The Chief Election Commissioner and his fellow election commissioners hopefully will realize and introspect and understand that these series of mistakes that you're making will cast a big shadow on the Election Commission. But having said that, the political parties, as you rightly pointed out, have said that these are delaying tactics. They continue to feel that elections should have been held earlier. This time around, the decision, of course, has been made, and now it's fait accompli. I mean, that's the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress, while they might protest and oppose it, will it have a say? No, the decision has been taken. It's a constitutional authority. Under Article 324 of the Constitution, they have the complete power to do so, unless, of course, the Supreme Court intervenes, and which is the rarest of rare, and they usually never do so in a country like ours. They give full power to a constitutional authority, and it's in that backdrop that this entire episode, as I said, thousands of crores are paid for elections to the Election Commission to conduct elections. They have the complete control of the entire government paraphernalia. Are you telling me that they didn't know that there was a Bishnoi festival, or that they didn't have the various permutations and combinations? Then you should have just held elections for Jammu and Kashmir. Why did you need to include Haryana? These are questions that everybody's asking. You should have held Haryana along with the rest of the other states, that is Maharashtra as well as Jharkhand. So it's in that backdrop, and that's the way they did it the last time round. Except for the fact that in Maharashtra you had imposed president's rule, so the date got slightly further delayed. And it's in this backdrop we'll now have to wait and watch and see how the Election Commission takes the criticism. But I think the damage is done. The decision has been taken. Not very much for political parties they can oppose it. They can say what they want. But under Article 324, the Election Commission has all the powers to change the date as it deems fit.
All right, my colleague Gurpreet is also joining us live. But Sunil, before I let you go, you were also talking about what it could mean on the ground. Of course, not so much in Haryana, but what it means also is that the date of counting in Jammu and Kashmir has also now been shifted to the 8th. Now, of course, the security preparedness as far as Jammu and Kashmir is concerned is already of huge concern as far as the centre is concerned, as far as the Election Commission is concerned. So what does it really mean as far as that aspect is concerned, given the fact that you'll have a longer window for which the security preparedness will have to be looked at in Jammu and Kashmir?
You raise a very, very important point. And if you see Article 370, the judgment of the Supreme Court, it very categorically says that there should be elected government in Jammu and Kashmir by September 30th. And that was written as part of a constitutional bench. And even then, they weren't able to comply. They delayed by 1 day, October 1st. Now, elected government cannot be in place till the 8th of October. And even then, there will be an entire process after that. So definitely, it's a long delay. It's two constitutional authorities, the Supreme Court of India and the Election Commission, which both need to respect each other. And it's in that backdrop that this decision has been taken. So definitely, they won't be able to comply with the Supreme Court's directive. But this is, as I said, between two constitutional authorities and the respect for both institutions, be it the Election Commission or, for that matter, the Supreme Court of India.